Okay. Dr. Bleep is our next author. I'm just trying to figure out if there's any stories of theirs that we have read. There's one. Just now checking if there's any other one. No, I think that's yeah. So this is our second. This is our second SCP of theirs that we get to read. Dr. Bleep before wrote 2381, which was the little like manta ray, the little farewell gift to one of the children that died, the Atlantean children. So Dr. Bleep, your SCP now is called 1000 Prion Cranes. Okay. Fantasy. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. SB2431 is to be kept in a standard cell incubator with inside 234 at 37 degrees Celsius when not in use. Interactions with the anomaly should take place in a sealed, sterile tissue culture hood under normal BSL-2 conditions. Research personnel should avoid direct physical contact with SB2431. Excess SB2431 should be disposed of using advanced prion sterilization techniques. Description: SB2431 is a misfolded cellular protein ATP synthase which forms large, oily, and viscous clumps. The protein primarily responsible for generation of ATP in the electron transport chain within mitochondria with similar structural and functional components across all domains. Misfolded cellular. How do you even? There's probably a couple of people who are into science who know exactly how this can be spotted, but yeah. Each instance of SB2431 is capable of spontaneous replication regardless of whether or not correctly folded ATP synthase variants are present, and will produce new misfolded proteins every 30 minutes. Upon reaching 78 grams in mass, clumps will split into 15 new aggregates and begin to process again. SB2431 masses refold into shapes that have been encountered in the environment, primarily through physical contact. However, they are also capable of rudimentary visual observation. Footnote: this occurs despite a lack of visual sensory equipment. Foundation researchers currently believe individual clumps may have some sort of complex nervous system in place through slightly altered variants of the misfolded protein. Research on techniques to explore this possibility are ongoing. Random folding occurs by the aggregate reaccumulating into a single large clump before flattening out and then refolding. X-ray crystallography of single SB2431 manifestations has pinpointed several anomalous structural additions that may be involved in this process. See Addendum 1, which also has a footnote that says, due to decoding errors and conflicts with biological terminology, access to Addendum 1 currently requires navigation to a separate page and level 4 research credentials. The link is attached at the end of this section. When a conglomerate of SB2431 refolds into a new shape, it will begin exhibiting characteristics of the item it is imitating. Subsequently, when exposed to images or origami constructs, aggregates will refold to emulate the presented item. See experiment log E2431-1. Conglomerates exhibit a rudimentary form of shared sapience, often refolding into items or shapes as a means of communication. Sapience has a footnote, believed to be the result of lost memories, which enables instances to reenact otherwise previously unobserved narratives and behaviors. SB2431 aggregates are capable of complex emotional expression and recognition for the use of specific shapes and forms, making them roughly equivalent in intelligence to a small child. Footnote again, a lot of footnotes in this one. Research into the mechanics and possible biological implications behind these capabilities is currently underway, though attempts to discern possible neurological analogs to emotional centers in the human brain have proven fruitless thus far. In some cases, SB2431 may develop an emotional attachment to research personnel that interact with them regularly. Instances use observation of the personnel they become attached to, express these attachment by refolding into constructs that will elicit a positive response. Yeah, it's like a children mimic stuff. It is very like trying to like it's very like like very small little mimic. SCP-2431 was first encountered outside of SCP-2378 by Foundation exploration teams, which 2378 was 2378. Yes, that makes sense. It's the cave system that works like a human or human digestive system or body basically. So it kind of makes sense that it's connected to that. Addendum 1. Molecular and biochemical structural composition. Delac, another 999. I love the neutral/friendly SCPs. Yeah, I would say the very like I guess shape-wise maybe they're similar, but like ability-wise they're definitely a little bit different. But it's nice to have another one that's just happy to see you. Sure. Then 2 experiment log. Okay, experiment log E1. Oh. Okay. The following sections is composed of the condensed and summarized results of all experiments with SCP-2431. Listen, I'm going to give the Foundation the benefit of the doubt, okay? Because we did not read that it got depressed or anything like that. So right now, we know that these tests hopefully did not push this poor little guy too far. Okay, so here we go. All aggregates exposed to images were measured to be at mass of 78 grams. Date, researcher, photograph/origami construct, number of aggregates, result. Experiment 1, March 3rd, 2013. Research assistant Bates on photograph origami construct on SCP-1762-2 instance. Is here to be dragged. Yeah. That's the drag one, yeah, that's true. Like, man, got a good time. Number of aggregates 2. Results: aggregates split into 30 new instances and began the refolding process. Upon completion, instances have refolded into origami dragons of varying size and color. Instances begin flying around the tissue culture hood, emitting auditory calls commonly associated with the mythical dragons, emitting small sparks of light. That is adorable. That is adorable. That not only did it copy the origami dragons, but then it just went around and was like just flying around doing noises, little sparks coming out. Experiment 3, date April 15th, 2013. Research assistant Bates, an origami figure of Momotaro. Hey, if Shikita would be here right now, she would know who this is. A popular Japanese folklore hero sent from heaven in the peach. That's what it was. Let me Momotaro is in the mythology. The hero who popped out of a peach. There we go. Number 2, masses split into 30 new instances. Aggregates refold into a variety of characters depicted in these stories of Momotaro. Refold instances engage in a reenactment of the legend as written in a recently published children's book. Oh, that is so cute. Henry, it's so cute. Imagine if I turn around and Henry suddenly was like somebody else. I was like, Nani? Henry is SCP-2431. It's just way bigger. Well, actually, Henry will be more like... Henry's more my 999, to be honest. Date, May 5th, 2013. Research assistant Bates, origami constructs of a boy and a tiger. Number of aggregates 5. Columns split into 75 new instances. Instances refolded into shapes of the given boy and tiger and begin to reenact various scenes from Calvin Hobbes' comic strip series in Japanese. That's also cute. I thought it's going to do like the Life of Pi situation, but Calvin Hobbes is also very much highly acceptable. Prior to Experiment 6, Research Assistant Bates observed several SCP-2431 instances refold as he was opening the incubator. Several conglomerates refolded into an imitation of Bates' wife. It is currently believed that research assistant Bates was discussing his wife with a colleague during a previous experiment and admitting to pulling out a photo of his wife and children within full view of an aggregate. Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. You should not. Why? Like, this is the SCP Foundation. Don't have anything related to your family with you on the job. I understand that like you want to because you want, like, you know, think about them. And then like but like if there's any anomaly that can like track down your loved ones because of something like this, it's your own fault. Bates elicited a positive response of joy. 7 more conglomerates respond by refolding into imitation of his children. That's cute. Imagine a common fact that think like children from to your wife. They're children. I mean, I know what you think. Like, I know what you mean. Conglomerates exhibit a form of shape. Shared centipede often we fall into item shape as a means of communication and areas are capable of complex emotional expression and recognition. These were specific shapes of form making them roughly equivalent in chance. Yep. I forgot to do the banning of that sentence. Like I copied that sentence. I copied that sentence of the boss. I need to actually add that to my Twitch ban list. Where like if somebody were to write that out, it would just instantly block that. I need to do that tonight or tomorrow. Experiment 6, June 3rd, 2013. Research assistant Bates pages from a children's story regarding a sick girl and the legend of 1,000 paper cranes inside the hood, and that's where the title comes from. The 1,000 Prion cranes. Japanese legend holds that if a person creates 1,000 paper cranes, they will be granted one wish by the gods. Number of aggregates 3. There we go. That's what I want to say. Kokoma is split into 45 new instances. 42 instances free fall into a shape similar to that of a crane and begin to emit vocalization and movement similar to that of Gurus Japonensis. The remaining 3 instances free fall into number reading 9, 5, and 8. Following experiment 6, research assistant Bates moved to put the predetermined number of conglomerates back into the storage incubator. As he was doing so, several SCP-2431 instances which had not been removed from the incubator will fall into imitation of medical equipment and medication, specifically syringes, scalpels, and pills. Okay, experiment 7. July 5th, 2013, research assistant. It's always Bates. Bates is now the dad of this SCP. I don't make up the rules. I don't make up the rules. He is now the father. Yeah, even Zeno agrees with me here. One origami iteration of a Boeing B-17 bomb. Why would you? I trusted you, Bates! Number of aggregates 20. Aggregates split into 300 new instances, 150 of which we fall into extremely detailed recreations of B-17s. Instances proceed to travel along the length of the tissue culture hood and ascend into the air. Flying information reminiscent of American air raids in the European theater of World War II. Instances are observed dropping small folded constructs similar to bombs which shatter into tiny protein fragments on contact with the surface of the tissue culture hood. 147 instances refall into the shape of a crane, as seen in the previous experiment. The remaining 3 instances refall into numbers reading 8, 1, and 1. The numbers mean something. What do the numbers mean, Mason? What do the numbers mean? Over the next 4 months, an increasing number of SCP-2431 instances refused to fold into any shape other than that of a crane. Okay, so they became cranes off in experiment 15. November 7th, 2013, research assistant Bates, a photograph of Notre Dame de Paris. Number of aggregates 10. Aggregate split into 150 new instances. 147 instances refold as demonstrated previously into a shape similar to that of a crane. The remaining 3 instances refold into the number 0, 0, and 0. Further attempts at testing with SCP-2431 following experiment 15 have resulted in accurate instances refolding into either human shapes resembling the Japanese deity Fukurokushu or the kanji characters as of the 12th, 5th, 2013 testing. Wait, okay, as of suspended until further notice. Okay, 1 of the 7 lucky gods in Japanese mythology. Yep. usually associated with longevity. He is frequently depicted with cranes and turtles. I believe we did not get that statue when I went to Japan. We got one of the Lucky Gods statue, like a little golden one. But we did not get Fuko. We did not get him. So they seem to be from Japan. Yeah, well, yeah. I kind of had a hint that because the origami is from Japan. So the fact that they had a connection to that made me think like, oh, they have something about them is connected to Japanese. Not sure what it is, but like, yeah, it looks like I was right with my guess. Addendum 3, POI profile, Aiko Adachi. Especially like after it got to the whole crane thing with this one, which is a Japanese myth. So there was some connection with Japan there. Okay, the following is an up-to-date profile of Aiko Adachi, maintained by an undercover Foundation physician from NDFG 7 Plague Tamers. Okay, POI Aiko Adachi, age 43, weight 68 kilograms, occupation children's writer, Japanese mythology. Recently written work, Momotaro, A Tale of Growing, Sadako Sasaki, The Tale of a Girl, and 1000 Paper Cranes, a Japanese adaptation of the famous comic strip Calvin and Hobbes. Marital status, married. Children ages 2, 3, and 5 years old. Reasons for observation from the link to SB2378 believed to be connected to SB2431. Initial report, Mr. Adachi was first connected to SB2378 on the 9/3, 2012 via DNA sequencing. Due to Mr. Adachi's status as a children's author, Foundation observation units screened his work closely for the emergence of any memetic anomalies. Despite the screening, Mr. Adachi displayed no anomalous properties or connections other than his connection to 2378. On January 3rd, 2013, Mr. Aiko Adachi was diagnosed with Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease shortly before 2378 was due to undergo a transition event. SCP-2431 was discovered approximately 2 weeks prior to his diagnosis, and despite genetic flags to Mr. Adachi's genetic predisposition to CJD, no link was made between him and SCP-2431. He continued work on several publications in the month following his diagnosis. Despite continued care and observation, his condition has significantly declined over the past 5 months. He was officially hospitalized on the 8th, 2013 when a fall resulted in a fractured hip. Since then, he has been bedridden due to decreased motor function, increased memory loss, and overwhelming dementia. Current status, maybe his clumps of flesh became sentient like his predecessors. We'll see. We have some more information here. Current status, 11/15/2013. Mr. Adachi is in the late stage of Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. He's begun experiencing severe grand mal seizures over the past couple of days. He's also currently being kept on a respirator due to increasingly weak lung function, and is no longer capable of moving on his own. His daughters and wife come by every day during visitation hours. The wife brings some of the books he's written and reads to him and the children every day. The children bring drawings and toys, sometimes flowers or chocolates. Update 11/20/2013. Mr. Adachi has developed a fever and racking cough. We believe it's pneumonia. Update 11/21/2013. Test came back positive. Streptococcus pneumonia. We put him on antibiotics. This guy is just going through it. It's getting worse and worse. Update 11/30/2013. Mr. Adachi has responded positively to the antibiotics. Chest inflammation has almost completely settled, though his dementia remains severe. Update 12/5/2013. Pneumonia is back. We're trying antibiotics again. Yeah, I'm trying to think what the connection is here. So clearly, this SCP is very much infatuated with his stories. And from the sounds of it, Hmm. yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious what the I wonder what the theory, what you guys' theory is, for what the connection with Aiko Adachi is, and with, well, it did say that he was outside, he was connected to the other SCP as well. So I wonder how that is connected with him, with the cave system one. You know, like the cave system that basically works like a human organ. So I do wonder what there's like two connections here. By the way, in the discussion you can find addendum 1. God damn it. Okay, discussion. I assume this is the addendum. Yes, I shall read the cut content. Here we go. So what follows in this collapsible was originally intended to be addendum 1, however, based on the... okay, level 4 research clearance require molecular and chemical structure alteration. Okay, never mind, it's good. So we have FO1. Wait, okay. SB2431 is a misfolded variant of ATP synthesis as mentioned previously. However, the proteins also possess several functional peptide chains not found on correctly folded ATP synthesis. In addition to these chains, misfolding of normal ATP synthesis enhance and/or alters several normal functions of the protein, in addition to several anomalous functions. Following a list of the components and the modified functions. FO complex, a portion of the ATP synthesis normally embedded in the mitochondrial membrane. A and B subunits are refolded. Hydrophobic amino acids are shifted inwards but leave the H+ channel intact. 3 peptide chains are attached to both A and B subunits via disulfide bonds. 2 of the peptide chains contain 4 enzymatic active sites similar in structure and function to chaperone proteins found in the rough ER. The other peptide chain has 8 active sites of unknown function. Active sites use ATP as a cofactor. Flagella-like peptide chains become attached to C subunits via disulfide bonds. Rotation of C subunits enhanced by new folding of A and B subunits allows H+ ions to pass through the channel more quickly. When submerged in liquids, rotation of C causes direct propulsion. And then we have F1 subunit that says propulsion of ATP synthesis, which is responsible for the binding of ATP and inorganic phosphate, and through the activity of the hydrogen ion channel induces the production of ATP. Normal alpha and beta subunits refolded. 3 additional revisions of each become associated with the structure. Refolding creates a molecular drill at the tip around the hydrogen ion channel. Additional active sites for ATP production enhances enhanced activity of FO components, and then gamma stalk subunit responsible for rotation of alpha and beta subunits refolded and modified. Modification of C subunits in FO allows faster ATP production. Refolding of gamma subunits allows faster rotation and additional components, which allows it to change the conformation of 2 active sites at once. More SCPs should have featured cut content. I mean, there's I feel like cut content is a bit tricky to make good, because like sometimes the cut content could be the thing that makes an SCP better by like, oh, like, yeah, this would have been cool to read. It would have been cool if this was originally already there. But there's also some cut content where you read it and you're like, yeah, this does not add anything. This does not make the SCP more detailed or more more interesting. Cut content is canon, because like right now, that cut content right there, I would say does not add much to the anomaly itself, because like it tells us how it works. Yeah, that is fair. Like it tells us like how it flows and all that stuff, but compared to like the tests and the stories of Aiko, I think that's a lot more interesting, because that's actually like shows us the personality of the SCP as well, and how it works as well a lot more. Like for example, when it was a flying plane and then threw a bomb, the bomb looks like paper at first, but then it actually like explodes in protein mass. So I think that's really cool. I think it's just very risky. It's a very risky thing. Like cut content can either elevate a page. Like for example, the other one where we were like, where the author was saying like, oh, the actual truth behind it all is that the person was possessed or something like that, or slowly getting possessed. And we're like, well, that was not shown in the log itself. There was like no hints on that. So that's why I'm like saying like, yeah, if you want to add cut content and then just like make us look for it, that's fine. But don't act like it's like oh, I left it out. Because like the end, whatever you leave out, will definitely. I already had this huge discussion once before, but yeah, I think it's risky. It's a risky move to take it out or leave it. Both is risky. Cute little mimic. Copies whatever origami figure you create or whatever you have on the photo. For some reason it was deeply connected to cranes. I'm still trying to figure out what the numbers were meant with the cranes, because I said I do not know if it's connected to the actual the children's story. Because if it is, then sadly I don't know much about it. If it isn't, and there's like some other meaning behind the reason why there was a number with the cranes as well, then I am not smart enough to figure that out right now.